let's dive into this whole Raw B thing, Mr. Sletner, right?
Yeah, Mr. Sletner.
You sent over a bunch of info on the guy, and honestly, I'm intrigued. Astral hip-hop, funk with grit. Sexy sprinkled in. What are we even working with here?
You're telling me it's like someone said, let's mix genres in a spaceship and see what happens. But here's the thing. He's not just playing around. This is intentional.
Oh, so he's serious about this whole cosmic cowboy persona.
Oh, absolutely. And the best part, he's doing it all himself. Writing, producing, recording, the whole 9 yards. This isn't some manufactured pop star. This is a true independent artist.
Wow, so he's like a one-man band just with synthesizers and drum machines instead of a banjo.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And that independent spirit really comes through in his music.
Yeah.
You can tell he's not afraid to experiment, to push boundaries.
Well, he's not shying away from bold statements either. I mean,
No.
the guy's bio describes him as both an amateur porn star and a loving father. That's quite the range.
Right. Talk about an attention-grabbing bio. You know there's a story there, but, well, maybe we'll circle back to that.
Yeah, let's stick to the music for now. So where does Robbie's sound even come from? Who are his biggest influences?
His musical taste is all over the place, which I think is what makes him so unique. You'll hear classic hip-hop and R&B influences, but then he throws in these experimental electronic elements, even some avant-garde stuff.
He's like a walking mixtape, jumping between genres.
Yeah.
So we've got this whole cosmic cowboy aesthetic, but does his music actually hold up? What are the lyrics like?
Well, he cites the infamous Raw B, a.k.a. Mr. Sletner, as an influence, so take from that what you will.
Okay, so there's definitely a sense of humor there.
Oh, absolutely. But don't let that fool you. His lyrics can be surprisingly deep and thought-provoking, too. He's got this one line, yeah.
Okay, now I'm really curious.
Right. It's this interesting mix of everyday experiences and then these really vivid, almost surreal images. You get the sense that he finds inspiration everywhere.
It's like he's inviting you into his own little world, a world where car parts are made of peanut butter and gold.
Exactly. And he's not afraid to get philosophical either. He's got a whole song about the Fibonacci sequence, though. His math might be a little off.
Well, nobody's perfect. But
Yeah.
hey, at least he's aiming for the stars, even if he misses the moon by a few thousand miles.
Right. It's that kind of earnestness that makes him so endearing. He's not afraid to be himself, even if it means looking a little silly sometimes. He's described as optimistic and gritty, celestial and grimy, all at the same time.
It's like he's a walking contradiction, and he's owning it.
Exactly. And that's what makes him so interesting to listen to. You never know what he's going to throw at you next.
So for someone who hasn't had the pleasure of encountering Robbie's music before, what does a typical track even sound like?
You've got funky beats, unexpected melodies, thought-provoking lyrics, all wrapped up in this sound that's both familiar and completely unique.
Okay, you've definitely piqued my curiosity. Now that we've got a taste of his sound and what inspires him, let's dig a little deeper, because it seems like Robbie is trying to do more than just make music. He's building a movement.
Absolutely. And to understand that movement, we need to understand his own journey, his own experiences of feeling like an outsider.
Oh yeah, you can definitely hear those outsider experiences woven into his music. Talk about a crash course in adapting to new environments. And on top of that,
just being himself meant being different. Exactly. It's no wonder he connects so strongly with this idea of the black sheep, the people who don't quite fit in with the mainstream. He's creating a space for them, celebrating those differences.
And I bet those experiences also shaped his sense of style.
His visual aesthetic is just as important as the music itself. It's all about being bold, unexpected, a little strange even.
Give me some examples. What does this Raw B aesthetic look like?
Well, think about those peanut butter gold spokes. It's playful, it's whimsical, it's definitely not your typical hip-hop imagery. He's blending styles in a way that feels very fresh and authentic.
It's like he's mixing hip-hop swagger with this almost psychedelic, hippie-esque vibe, right?
Yeah. It's unexpected, and honestly, it's brilliant. Because in a world that's so saturated with images, you got to do something different to stand out.
And that brings us to his merch store, the Lunatic Lounge. I mean, the name itself is a whole mood.
Right. It's catchy. It's a little bit out there, just like the man himself. And for an independent artist like Raw B, merch is more than just a way to make some extra cash. It's a way to create tangible pieces of his world that fans can connect with.
It's like owning a little piece of the Lunatic Lounge experience. So what kind of merch do you envision?
Oh, the possibilities are endless. We've got to have those peanut butter gold spokes on something, right? Maybe a limited edition skateboard deck.
Yeah.
Or how about a custom pair of headphones?
Now you're talking. I can see it now. Limited edition vinyl with album art that's just as unique as his music. Or maybe a Lunatic Lounge membership card that gives fans access to, like, behind-the-scenes content or exclusive pre-sale tickets.
Exactly. It's all about creating that sense of community, that
Yeah.
feeling of being part of something special, which I think is really at the heart of what Raw B is all about. He's built this incredible world around his music, but now comes the challenge of actually getting it out there,
Yeah.
reaching those listeners who are craving something different.
It's like he's built this amazing spaceship, but now he needs a pilot, a navigator, to help him navigate the galaxy of the music industry.
Exactly. And that's what we're going to dive into next.
Yeah.
How does an artist like Raw B, who thrives on authenticity and connecting with a niche audience, navigate the often overwhelming world of music promotion?
It's a crowded galaxy out there, that's for sure. How does an artist like Raw B, someone who's all about authenticity, about connecting with a specific audience, how does he even begin to cut through all the noise?
Right. It's a challenge for any artist, but especially for someone like Raw B, who's operating outside those traditional boxes.
This has been fascinating. So for our listener who's about to meet with Raw B, what's the key takeaway here?
Remember, this isn't just about helping a musician, it's about helping to shape a movement. Encourage him to stay true to his vision, to nurture those fan connections, to keep pushing boundaries.
His music is truly unique, a blend of sound and story that you don't hear every day. If he can amplify that voice, find those listeners who are craving something different, something lunatic.
Who knows what he can achieve?
Exactly. This has been quite the deep dive, wouldn't you say? Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep those ears open for the unexpected.